Hello, my name is Mateo Barreto, and this is my informative speech. This is my audience, my family. Many items in history are connected to a people, and it is by gaining a better understanding of the story of those people that you can get a better understanding of an item's origin. The ukulele was not created in Hawaii, but rather influenced by a Portuguese instrument known as the briguinha, which was brought over by immigrants from Madeira, an island in Portugal. The ukulele has become a truly loved part of Hawaiian culture, and many people even think of a ukulele when they think of Hawaii. I love Hawaiian culture, and I am from the island of Madeira in Portugal on my father's side. In order to gain a better understanding of how the briguinha got to Hawaii to influence the ukulele, it is important to understand the reasons why the people living in Madeira wanted to leave Madeira, some of the reasons why they would want to go to Hawaii, and some of the ways that the two cultures between the Portuguese and the Hawaiians got along, which altogether led to the briguinha giving birth to the ukulele. First, we will look at why the people in Madeira wanted to leave the island. This was majorly due to hard economic times on the island. At the time, the island of Madeira was heavily dependent on the production of port wine. This is port wine, which is wine that is slightly sweeter than others, making it a delicacy, especially in those times. They would produce that and they would sell that as their major cash crop. In the article, Vintage Madeira, no date, it says that the island of Madeira's economy was highly dependent on the production of port wine. It also explains that Madeira wine was very prestigious. It says that the Declaration of Independence for the United States was signed and then toasted to with a bottle of Madeira port wine. This should give you an idea of how popular it was. The island's economy started to slow down when the plants that grew the grapes for the wine were hit with disease. In the article Vintage Madeira, no date, it says the major diseases that took out the plants were odium and phylloxera, which would cause the plants to start growing mold and then die. According to Portuguese immigration to Hawaii by Gutenberg, no date, it says that many were left jobless after this plague on the plants. Now that we know some of the reasons why people wanted to leave the Hawaiian Islands, we can start to look at some of the reasons why they would want to go to Hawaii. I meant leave the Madeira Islands to go to Hawaii. There was a bad economic situation and there was opportunity in Hawaii. At the time, Hawaii needed labor as it was starting to build plantations for sugarcane, and they needed workers. According to Portuguese Emigration to Hawaii, 2019, it says that they contracted a scientist to go to Madeira and determine if the people there would make good workers for the plantations in Hawaii, and he said that they would. This is most likely, according to Portuguese migration to Hawaii, no date, the Portuguese were already adequate farmers, and they know the way of the land, and they're used to living in the island setting. The Hawaiian plantations for sugarcane also set up a program that would bring Portuguese people from Madeira to the Hawaiian Islands to set them up with a job. This was very appealing to people as according to Portuguese emigration from Hawaii to Hawaii, no date, it made it easy for them to leave everything behind and go to Hawaii. This was also because the program allowed for them to bring their families with them, and to the Portuguese, family was very important. Now that we know some of the reasons that they would want to go to Hawaii, let's look at some of the reasons or some of the ways that the Portuguese got along with the Hawaiians in the Hawaiian Islands. They got along really good with them as they had very similar family and life structures. They both cared a lot about their family. Also, according to Portuguese Workers Arrive, no date, the Portuguese would share their religion, which was Catholic, and their churches with the Hawaiian, which only bring them closer together. The Portuguese also brought a lot of things with them that they liked, like this briguinha, which would influence the modern day ukulele, because it is a very small guitar, made it easily portable, and it has 4 strings. They would also, according to Portuguese Workers Arrive, bring a lot of food that the Hawaiians would like and still eat to this day, like this Portuguese linguiça, which is just Portuguese spicy sausage. Even King Kalakaua, which was the last king of Hawaii, liked the briguinha and the ukulele, and he learned how to play the ukulele, according to The Birth of the Ukulele, 2021. Today we learned how the briguinha, which influenced the ukulele, got to the Hawaiian Islands. We learned this by understanding the reasons why people wanted to leave Portugal, Madeira, why they wanted to go to Hawaii, and how the two cultures got along there. They wanted to leave Madeira because they were a poor economic situation. They wanted to go to Hawaii for the opportunity. And they got along well with the culture, which led to the sharing of items and ideas. I hope to encourage you to go out and learn about an item that you find important. You may learn about a rich history. Thank you for watching.